Hey guys, TakuyaSugi here with a new hero on Korean Lost Saga. This is hero 148, Jeon Woo Chi. It is a regular hero. You can buy it with pesos or GP or what have you. It's based off of a popular Korean character. I'm not too sure which one exactly. I've never really heard of it. It looks like a broken broken down Hongil Dong if you ask me, but I digress. 3-hit basics. 1, 2, 3. Third hit will do a nice little stun feint and they will fall to the ground. Your basics will actually lift off feints and stuns and all that as well. And it will do a nice little bounce down on the first loop. But if you do it again after the first loop, you'll get a little mini bounce down instead. So you can't loop it infinitely pretty much. So you can actually jump cancel all 3 of these basics as well. So not too bad there. Nice cross-up potential and air juggle potential off those jump cancels. So moving on to your hold D. Your hold D utilizes your 3-meter passive down there. When you do your hold D, it will throw out a little marking, a little cloud full of these charms that will circle around someone. And if you choose to do so, you can use your hold D again, and it will explode them and launch them into the air. Keep in mind that when you mark someone, it doesn't flinch them or anything, so they are pretty much free to attack you as you're doing that. And you also only have a little bit of range to actually detonate it. So around here, you can actually detonate it, but back here, you cannot. So the max range is kind of around this area right here. You'll have to get a feel for it. Also, it will hit grounded as well, so you can use it as a great relauncher. So this will work as a really fantastic kind of relauncher for some easy juggle setups and everything, juggle continuations and all that. So not too bad there. It will also mark multiple people as long as they're in the line of fire for it. So I'll show it on my dead crew here. So there you go, exploded all of those guys with the marking. So pretty cool there, pretty cool. It will not work in the air, however. It will not work on the go, so you have to be standing still to explode it. You also have an alternative way to utilize the markings. So you can see you have 3 markings. You can choose to teleport up to 3 times. Each time you teleport, it consumes one of the markings. And as you teleport, it will actually create decoys in your stead. And these decoys will actually explode, which will set up some nice pressure trapping kind of mechanics there. Which will put people into a really, really nasty guessing game. And if these decoys explode on someone while they're on the ground, it will actually relift them off the ground, similar to your explosion as well. But yeah, you don't even need all 3 charms to detonate. So if you happen to miss your juggle follow-up off the decoys, you can still choose to detonate as the timer runs out with your hold D again. So the decoy is a really, really fantastic tool. Again, you cannot teleport from any old where. You have to be in a certain distance, like right here. And if I didn't mention it, which I don't think I did, you know, pretty much off any attack you can teleport behind someone. Off your any attack, pretty much. Dash attacks, jump attacks, basic attacks. But you cannot teleport if you're just standing still with your block button. You have to either be running, jumping, or doing something with yourself in order to not have a block come out. So that's a really interesting mechanic there, really interesting. And I'm going to show you like one of the best parts about it as well. I can't confirm it works this way, but it seems to work this way. When you actually mark someone and they attack the decoy, it actually makes it explode a little bit quicker. So you can see he attacked the decoy prematurely there, the robot did, and then it exploded much faster. So if someone actually tries to attack you out of your pressure game when you have them marked, it's going to be a lot more trouble than what it's worth, because they might end up exploding that decoy and setting you up for some juggle opportunities and everything. So decoy, really, really fascinating mechanic, and one of the more advanced juggle mechanics as well. So we'll try and get into that later with the jump attacks primarily. So moving on to the dash attacks for now. Dash attacks, it's a 2-hit light dasher. Second hit will feint. The first attack actually attacks twice for whatever that's worth. And the second hit is all you need for the nice little stun feints. So pretty nice there. You also have a hold D dasher. That's just one trigger of it. It does do a mark. It does consume 1 meter of your passive as well. If you press your D lightly after this, it will do a 2-hitter, which will do a nice little full feint status. And you'll still retain those markings as well. So pretty nice there, pretty nice there. And you can use the hold D version off the light version as well, so keep that in mind. So pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. So to your jump attacks, light jumpers, light 2-hit jumper. The second hit on standing will actually lift up. The first hit will actually just do a flincher, so not too much to that. You also have a double jump on the character. I don't know enough about double jumps on characters, but he does have one. You also have a hold D in the air. Your hold D in the air, you'll throw your staff in kind of a diagonal trajectory straight down, and it will half feint someone and mark someone. This actually will work on grounded as well, and it will actually restand as well. And if you mash your D key twice afterwards, it will actually launch into the air, and you'll be able to do some nice juggles off that. If you're trying to do like the air juggle you might have seen on the Korean preview video, make sure you're not behind them, because you always teleport behind them. Because you need to be front and back when you try to do that combo. So I'll try and demonstrate it. Either way, I'm going to hit it kind of. So, it's not an easy combo to do. Let me try again. Kind of halfway got it. It's better than nothing. I was expecting a lot worse. I got to get used to it. It's a pretty complicated kind of juggle, in my opinion. But yeah, that's one of the juggle options. We'll try and do it here and again in a minute, maybe. So defensive properties, you have a counter attack on Jeon Woo-Chi. It works similar to Nangen's, where you rush through someone and do a nice feint. A little bit of a wind up on this counter attack, so it is relatively slow, but you do get some good benefits from it. You also have your helmet, works as a half feint counter and an air recovery and a ground recovery. So I guess I should probably demonstrate all three. So half feint recovery, air recovery, and ground recovery. So pretty nice helmet there for defense. I'm not sure if it's all purpose or not though, however. So on to the skills. Weapon skill. Weapon skill, you have to actually mash your attack key several times. The fourth attack will actually do markings. The first few attacks will actually just do simple half feints and stuff. So you can see the first two attacks actually seems to do full feint. If I do it 3 times though, it'll just do a simple kind of half feint flincher or half feint kind of. It's just weird how that works. And the fourth attack again is the charms in a kind of a point blank AoE range, and that will actually do a stun feint. And the fifth attack is actually a knockback, kind of like what's his name, Jin Mori's spinning staff knockback, which just really toned down a lot. Same animation though. But yeah, generally you want to stop at the fourth attack because you'll get your markings and you'll get a nice juggle opportunity as well. So that works out really nicely. Your weapon skill will actually hit off the ground as well. So I don't know what I was thinking there. So let me get him on the ground there. You can trigger in the air as well. So interesting weapon skill there. Interesting weapon skill. So on to the armor skill. Your armor skill is a point blank AoE. It will throw down a bunch of clowns, which will do a stun feint. You can stop this a little bit earlier, and you'll still get that stun feint. This will hit grounded as well. Generally, it seems like a kind of an average skill with a lot of wind up as well. So I'm not too crazy about that skill there. It looks like a bum armor, and it looks like a bum skill to me, but it's okay. It's okay. If you have a really good juggling potential kind of character, it can work for you, but I don't think it's that great. Helmet, you can actually trigger it whenever. You don't have to just be in defense. This is your max range to teleport with it. If you come up below someone, you'll be standing and they'll be launched into the air. So not too bad of a helmet, really. It's okay. So I accidentally triggered my armor off that. I kind of thought it had something else to it for a second. So trinket skill. The animation may be pretty familiar to you. It is Monkey King's charged up staff animation. It will do a hard stun, and it will put some kind of debuff on someone afterwards as well. I'm not too sure what that debuff actually is, but it looks kind of like he's cloudy for some reason. Maybe it's kind of like a blind. It's hard for me to test this kind of stuff, guys. It's definitely not like a sprite helmet or anything, but it's interesting nevertheless. And again, you can pretty much juggle off that if you're quick with it. Probably use your dash attack off that, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, using your dash attack seems like it would be the way to go, probably. I'm not too sure. But yeah, fair skills. Mostly, guys, the character is very, very good with its pressuring. It's got great dash attacks. It's got great basics. It's got pretty good air attacks as well. I mean, it's got great mix-ups and everything. I mean, you can do this whole D and kind of surprise people. You don't even have to connect with this whole D. It'll just, like, sometimes set up your basics at times, but you will be wasting your passive if you try to do that over and over, so you can't spam that all the time. But yeah, once you have someone in the air or on the ground, they are yours. I mean, you have a lot of ground options. You can do the simple hold D marking and then juggle someone. Do this jump cancel off that and get a nice combo resetter. I mean, it's got some great juggle potential and everything. It's really, really fascinating to me. The teleporting mechanic, once you have someone marked and the pressure behind that as well, it's just going to put someone into a really hideous kind of situation where they're going to have to really work on how to combat your pressure game once you have that passive out. You won't get that front and back style pressure if you're trying to pressure someone from behind. So pressuring mages and everything, mages are going to be able to eat your pressure because they got 360 block, but most characters will not be able to eat that pressure. The character is just going to be great, guys. It's going to be great. Main thing is you got a lot of ground combo options, and that's really fascinating part of the character pretty much to me. And the teleporting too. Teleporting is insanely cool, I think. And I always didn't like how Iljime teleported. It's just so floaty. But this guy, he actually lands on the ground like every time unless someone's in the air. So that's a lot more interesting to me as a teleport. Plus you have that exploding decoy as a bonus too, where if they hit it, it's probably going to explode on them. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next video, guys. Take care.